This is John Young with DJNTV coming to you live here tonight. And today I've got a special guest. I've got Arnoldo Offermann here. Hello, Arnoldo.
Hey, John, how are you doing?
Hey, doing well, doing very, very well. Really excited. Next week we are both going to be in Las Vegas.
Absolutely. It's going to be a great few days.
Oh man, looking forward to it. With Mobile Beat Las Vegas 18. This is a big time of year for a lot of us because we just get together with friends and have a great time.
Exactly. Well, and it's the first of the year, so that's going to allow us to take what we learn, what we network with, and kind of start formulating our business plan for the rest of the year. So the timing couldn't be any better for me.
Oh, for sure, for sure. Because that's a huge part as we learn to improve our businesses. Speaking of
Absolutely.
learning, I've heard some cool stuff that the ADJ is doing this year at the show. Now, can you kind of lead us into this? What's going to be happening at their booth this year?
Well, traditionally they have the sponsored seminars,
Hmm.
and they were, it was great because they sponsored my seminar last year at Mobile Beat. This year, they not only wanted to do the live learning or the main seminar, but they wanted to do the live learning seminars at their booth. Now,
Okay.
they did this last year at a couple of the other shows, and they got such great success that Alfred, Brian, Toby, and the team said, you know what, let's bring it to Mobile Beat Las Vegas, and let's give DJs education throughout the whole show, not just during the seminars itself, but during the exhibit hall, something a little bit more intimate, personal, and where they can really ask one-on-one questions.
Oh, nice, nice. So these will be
Absolutely.
seminars going on during the exhibit hall hours.
Hmm.
Cool, very cool. So I'm looking. I see a schedule now. It looks like everything starts on Wednesday in the exhibit hall with that.
Exactly. Yeah, we want to give Tuesday so everybody can just check everything out. There's going to be some great exhibitors there. So Tuesday, just go check everything out to your heart's content. So we want to start on Wednesday so everybody can, kind of get settled in and really get a chance to get their learning on.
Sounds great. Sounds great. Take us through what's going to kick off then Wednesday for the live learning times.
Well, on Wednesday we're gonna have a 12:40. We're gonna have Edgar, DJ Etronic. He's
Yeah.
the DMC champ and everything. He's gonna be talking about my DMX, and I think it's so great that he's gonna be doing it because a lot of DJs are what I call hardcore DJs. They're just into the music and they're finally getting into lighting.
Sure.
DMX is a very scary concept, so they're gonna be able to learn a very easy software, my DMX 2.0, from somebody that isn't a lighting designer by heart. He's a DJ, he's a
Sure.
turntablist
Hmm.
who's delved into the world of lighting. So I think most DJs are going to be able to relate with Edgar about how to get into DMX and the basics of this great program.
Oh yeah, neat. Now you've done a lot with DMX. Now, as someone who learned it on the fly, how valuable would it be to have someone like Edgar kind of walk you through to get you started in that?
Well, when we got into DMX, it was when software was really starting to pick up amongst the mobile DJ world.
Hmm.
And we first started with a hardware DMX board. Then we went to this software, then this one. And, we did it all wrong. Looking back, if I could have had somebody that kind of walked me through it, they would have not only saved me time, but they would have saved me money.
Sure.
And again, because Edgar thinks like a lot of DJs do, obviously, because
Yeah.
he is a DJ, he's going to be able to take a lot of these terms that may be confusing to some of the DJs and really bring it down to an easy to understand level.
Yeah. Neat, neat. And Edgar's, of course, a great guy. I really enjoy spending time with him.
Absolutely.
Yeah. So what's next? Okay, so we've got Edgar kicking us off. What's second?
Well, after that, I'm actually going to be doing a seminar. It's going to be called Mobile Lighting and Trussing Solutions.
Okay.
And any DJ that they follow my blog or they look me up on Facebook, they see that for homecomings, we've done everything from a very simple set of T stands to trussing over the DJ to an elaborate over the floor setup.
Yeah.
So it's kind of show how you can take either the same types of lights or you can take the same equipment and make these differing structures, but at the same time still have your same branding to it. One of
Sure.
the things that when DJs say, well, how can you go into this huge rig and then the next day you show up with this tiny little T-bar setup? And it's a good question.
Yeah.
So this one's going to show you how you can still show your brand and your unique level of work no matter what the type of setup is.
Nice, nice. And of course, you're going to have pictures from some of your events because I've seen some and they're pretty
Always.
awesome.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Nice.
And then at 240 is going to be it actually kind of ties with all that because Sparky B and anybody that's been to
Oh
any of
yeah.
the shows, seen Sparky B, he's a great hype man. He's just fantastic.
Yeah.
He's going to be doing one on getting the crowd engaged, doing hyping, just emceeing in general, just to a whole different level. The Sparky B level. So it's
Sure.
going to be great for those guys that want to break out of the shell, break out of the box, and go into a whole new level of emceeing. So this isn't a lighting seminar, but it is going to be real relevant to those that want to, encompass a great show using lighting, music, and of course, emceeing and hyping.
Yeah, exactly. And I've seen Sparky do numerous shows with at DJ events, and oh my gosh, this guy, he knows what he's talking about.
Exactly. If you can get a whole bunch of DJs with their cell phones, for a concert, excited and all hyped up, then those same techniques with a crowd that wants to dance and wants to get pumped up, I mean, it's just going to blow it through the roof.
Yep, that'll be great. That'll be great.
Absolutely.
So that's 3 for Wednesday. That'll wrap up Wednesday. Now let's take us through the Thursday sessions. What do we got kicking this off?
Absolutely. Well, on Thursday at 12:20, since Edgar did the one on my DMX, there's going to be a lot of guys that want to get into CompuShow. And again, I've been using CompuShow for a couple of years now,
Okay.
so I'm going to discuss some of the advanced lighting concepts that CompuShow can offer, how it's easy to jump from one software to the other. At least my DMX to CompuShow, because there are a few similarities between both of them.
Okay.
And of course, some of the things that help take your show to the next level. Even if it's a simple 4-part can chase, it's going to show you how CompuShow will save you money in terms of time for programming.
Yes.
And also using some of the advanced stuff like palettes to help you make more money to create custom shows.
Nice. That should be really cool. I'm looking forward to that.
Oh yeah, this is the one that I'm really excited
Yeah.
about doing, honestly. Definitely.
Yeah. Sweet. So what's next?
Well, at 1:20, we're going to have Marcus or Marco. Marcus is going to be doing one on the Wi-Fi series. Wi-Fi has been great because it brings wireless battery powered lights with wireless DMX that are reliable at a real affordable price. Before was the Wi-Flex with the wireless DMX transmitters. I've been using both of them, and the Wi-Fi just offers so many more features and so many more lights that they're being integrated in. With their new fog machines, the Inno spot, or there's a new one of the Inno spots to have Wi-Fi built in. This is definitely the new technology for ADJ. So just kind of going to show you a little bit about the advantage of using wireless, the reliability of the Wi-Fi, plus how easy it is to get into this new realm. Because for many of us, wireless DMX is scary. Trusting, cutting the cord, and hoping that everything works right is a very scary concept. So hopefully this will put those worries at ease.
Yeah, neat. Yeah, that is, boy, for where the industry's going with the wireless stuff, that's going to be an awesome session.
Exactly.
Sure.
Really excited about that.
Yeah. And then I think we've got one more on Thursday.
Yep, and one more. I'm actually going to doing the last live learning. It's going to be at 2:20, and it's called, let me see, I always got to memorize all these names. It's thinking outside the box, different ideas, using your trussing at your gig to help you be more efficient and more profitable.
Okay.
In a nutshell, time is money, especially when you have roadies. If you pay them per hour and you have a setup that takes you a lot longer to set up, you lose money on that.
Sure.
So by switching, by investing in some different gear and doing different techniques when it comes to setup, we were able to cut up our setup time by almost 2 hours.
Wow.
When I have 5 roadies in that crew, that's a lot of money that we're saving. But again, it also adds some stability features. It also adds some safety features with some of the new things we're doing. And some of the new equipment that we purchased using the new DT stands from DuraTrust, the Glass Pro Studios, we're going to have something that's going to give us a much better return on investment.
Sure.
So that's kind of what I'll be talking about is, what to look for when you're purchasing stands or trussing to make you more profitable and more efficient.
Yes. Wow. Sounds great. So it sounds like we got 2 great days of content. And of course, we're going to be doing something a little bit different with the content this year. We're going to make it available for anyone who wants to watch it on the Disc Jockey News website.
Exactly. So those of you that are not able to attend Mobile Beat, well, boo on you, but at least you won't miss out on everything. Now, while you won't be able to see the sponsored seminar that I'm doing at the actual Ballroom Grand F, you'll be able to see the live learning seminars. So I guess if you want to give them information about that, because that'll be great, because that way everybody can tune in and see what's going on.
Yeah. So what we're going to do for the live learning from the ADJ booth is we're going to have on the Disc Jockey News website, you'll go there, just go to the front there, and the top window, our big window, is going to be the window that will be doing live streaming. So it'll come up, you'll be able to click the little play, and you're going to see live what's going on at the exhibit hall at the ADJ booth. It would be Wednesday and Thursday afternoon.
Exactly. And remember, guys, those of you that maybe cannot financially attend the entire show, you can still get tickets to the exhibit hall. If you can make it out to Vegas, though, just go see the entire show. Lots of great content, and definitely don't want to miss out on that.
Oh, for sure, for sure. If someone wants to find out more information, they would go to, let's see, the show. They can go to mobilebeat.com.
Exactly.
Check that out. And then if they want to go to the live learning, do we have a website up for the live learning part of it?
I'm not quite sure what they're doing with that one yet. I know that if they check American DJ on Facebook, make sure you like the page, because they always do a whole bunch of contests and all sorts of great stuff. But they're posting everything with the live information on there.
Okay.
And then what I'll do is on Master School Dances, I'll post a link where people can RSVP and get all the information on the live learning seminars.
And to find the Master School Dances, how would they find that?
Yeah, just search it on Facebook. One word, Master School Dances.
All right.
With the awesome new logo.
Yeah, it looks good. Looks good. Can read
Thank
it,
you.
and I like the colors. That looks great. Well,
Thank
we're
you.
looking forward to next week. I'll see you. Well, we'll probably see you Monday as we're getting everything ready for the great weekend, Mobile Beat Las Vegas 18.
Absolutely. Looking forward to it. Thank you so much, John. I
All right.
appreciate it.
Yep. Thanks for being on with us tonight.
Thank you. Have a good one.
Thank you too. This is John Young with DJNTV, and tonight I have a special guest. I have Mitch Taylor from Tailored Weddings. Hello, Mitch.
Hello, John. How are you?
I am doing well. Great to have you on this evening.
Thank you. Thank you for inviting me.
Yeah, this is going to be great. Mitch is a good friend of mine. He is a professional entertainer. He is a tell me, how is that said properly? The
A Wed Guild member, a wedding entertainment director.
Wedding entertainment director. There we go. There we go. Yes, he is one of the, gosh, you were one of the first in the crew to get involved with that. That was really cool.
Yeah, I was the second public member accepted, I think. Second or third public member accepted.
Nice. And yeah, and he's very well respected. You speak around the country.
Yeah.
And you write for this really great publication.
I do.
That's
just
awesome.
got back from speaking at the Chicagoland ADJA chapter meeting. And
Nice.
Of course, I'm writing for Disc Jockey News for quite some time. And
Yes.
I'm on page 2.
Page 2. Now, that's not quite as cool as page 6. I just wanted to get that out there. But, we make sacrifices.
Exactly.
But of course, Mitch is really great in the wedding industry. He's been teaching on sales and teaching on different aspects of weddings. So I wanted him to come in tonight. We're just going to kind of rap about weddings a little bit and see where we go. First off,
Awesome.
One of the things that we see as we're talking to younger DJs, Mitch, is the idea that they want to basically have it all now. They see someone like yourself who's been in this, gosh, for how many years now? You've been in there for.
We're dating ourselves here,
I know.
John.
I was going to say, I'm thinking you're close to 20.
It's been pretty close to 20. I've been in entertainment, weddings, and private parties and clubs really for about 20 years now here.
Yeah, so you've been in this a little while, and the younger guys getting into it are seeing your success, and they want it. Wow, that doesn't work.
No, it really doesn't work, and it takes time to develop a company like Tailored Weddings or like a Mike Walter Elite Entertainment or like any big company for that matter. It takes time, or a small boutique company. It takes time to build your brand.
Yeah.
And I think often we get into this for different reasons, and then we find our passion along the way, and then we focus on our passion, whatever that might be. If it's weddings, if it's school dances, if it's bar and bat mitzvahs, and we tend to focus and develop our efforts that way. A lot of times, young DJs focus on the gear.
Sure.
And absolutely, you need gear. You need the tools to be able to provide the entertainment for your clients. But then somewhere along the way, we find out that it's not all about the latest technology. It's not all about the latest toys. And we discover what's really most important about what we do, and that's creating moments for people.
Sure.
And to me, that's what it's all about. And from that standpoint, if we can focus our efforts on that and how we can deliver an exceptional experience for our clientele and give them memories to last a lifetime, then that to me is the ultimate goal.
Sure. Let's kind of jump back a little bit. We're talking about, as a younger DJ, obviously we bought our big sound system, our big light show, and we're really, really excited about that. And then the first thing when someone calls, they call you up and you're that young DJ. Oh my God, I've got this huge sound system. How can that will maybe work for some events, but how does a person transition from that type of selling to a selling that's going to allow them to charge a professional rate?
I think how you transition from that is really in understanding why you're doing what you're doing. And yes, for many of us, it's all about the gear. I know when I first started out, even when I worked in Metro Detroit, we were selling gear. We were selling time. We were selling DJs. 2 DJs, full sound and light show for 6 hours for blank.
Yep.
is really what we were selling.
Right. Yeah.
And I think it's just been a transition over the last decade, if you will, with clients really realizing, and us as an industry really realizing that that's not what we're selling. And to make that mind shift, I know is tough. And because you think that, oh, I'm providing this gear and I'm showing up with the gear and they're buying my gear. They're not buying your gear.
Yeah.
They're buying the smile on their father's face when he takes the dance floor for the father-daughter dance
Sure.
with his daughter. They're buying the reaction of the crowd when they walk in the room for the first time as husband and wife and see all their friends and family.
Just going crazy. Yeah. Yep.
Yeah. That's what clients are buying.
Yeah.
They're buying the reactions, the moments, the smile on the dad's face. They're buying their guests being involved and intrigued about a cake cutting ceremony.
Sure.
And being part of that moment. That's what they're really buying. They're not buying, the time you spend planning. They're not buying the 6 hours of music or whatever you provide. They're not buying your speakers.
Yeah.
They're buying moments, reactions, memories, peace of mind, all that rolled into one that you can provide them as a true professional entertainer.
Sure.
So to shift from that, it's it's hard, it's tough, and there are many different resources. And I write an article on sales every month for Disc Jockey News, and there's many different resources you can utilize. I know I've learned a lot from mentors of mine, such as Mark Farrell and Bill Herman and Randy Bartlett and Peter Mary and even Scott Favor, who I first saw at Disc Jockey News Conclave, or back then it was Northern Disc Jockey Conference.
Yep. Yes.
Back in 2006.
Yeah.
When I was still kind of getting the company formed and started and off the ground here in the Upper Peninsula of Michigan. So reach out and find conferences, find conclaves. Disc Jockey News Conclave 5.0, cheap plug.
Coming up in November.
Yes.
So as
and you must
are
giving away a free ticket, by the way.
We are giving away a free ticket, yes. With the Cheesapalooza, you'll have to look that up because we've got videos on that. The cheesy DJ contest. But you mentioned, what you're talking about today, is things that you incorporate in your sales. Now, that didn't happen overnight for you to make that evolution. I mean, that's taken time to get to that point. I mean, has it been a how can I describe it? Let's say the 20-year period. Is it something that for the first 5 years and then you were evolving into this, or has it been something that's taken only 5 years to evolve to this point you are in your sales?
I think it's taken about 5 years to evolve to this point in sales because, and again, I allude back to Northern Disc Jockey Conference 2006. It was really when I was kind of getting Tailored Weddings off the ground. Back then, we were calling ourselves Tailored Entertainment.
Okay.
And then it's really taken me about 5 years to really 6 years now, going into obviously 8 years from 2006. Mm-hmm. But it took me that first 5 years to make that mind shift. Michael Port, who you brought to a Disc Jockey News conclave or conference, I think it was 06, wasn't it? Was it 06? 7. So you brought Michael Port to Northern Disc Jockey Conference 2007. That was another big shift for me. The Book Yourself Solid, the red velvet rope policy, really making sure your clients are people that you want to work with, not necessarily accepting every single client through the gate that with a pulse.
Yeah, that was a big one.
That was a huge shift for me.
Yeah,
and I think people like Michael Port, people like Jeffrey Gitomer, people like Seth Godin, people like Harry Beckwith, reading books by those authors specifically of how to sell, market, and position yourself as an expert really have helped me build my brand.
Yeah, and it takes time. I mean,
it does.
There's no silver bullet magic potion. I guess
there's not. Trial and error a lot of times too, and
yeah.
I think a lot of young DJs don't realize how great they have it. You and I used to go through and comb through record stores and CDs and have to buy $20 for one song, versus now you can go to the computer and download whatever you want. And, the technology that is out there today, the availability of people to help you, to reach down and lend a helping hand in your business through publications like Disc Jockey News, through, conferences like the Las Vegas DJ Show and many others that are out there and available to you, there's a plethora of information out there for you. Facebook, for crying out loud, and social media sites. A lot of ways you can get help as a young DJ today that veterans like you and I, John, we didn't have that back in the day.
We did that School of Hard Knocks with a lot of our education.
We used to.
Yeah, back when I was a kid. So, Mitch, before we wrap things up tonight, I wanted to talk just a little bit about some of the wedding trends, things you've been hearing from the brides. So as they're starting to make plans for 2014, 2015, if there's a few things that have just been kind of resonating. I wanted to throw one out. The first one I've been hearing a lot is the last few years I've had a lot of brides who've been really interested in creating more of that fairy tale, really doing some elaborate, beautiful intros and different things. And it seems that I'm getting more that are asking about having that really, the dance, as far as they really wanted to focus on having a really good time, because they've seen enough bad DJs and their friends' dances that have flopped. And the dance has just really become a big thing. Have you been hearing similar, or what are you hearing?
I have, actually. The party is what people are focusing on and going back to, the actual celebration, the dancing. In fact, John, I have one bride of ours, June 7th, I'm doing a wedding down in Green Bay, Wisconsin. And I'm also serving as her minister for the ceremony. This bride is absolutely petrified of people having all eyes on her.
Oh.
So a suggestion to her that I made was, she really is all about the dance. She wants this to be a dance party only. That's what she wants to focus on. And not that the ceremony is not important for her. It is. She's just very cognizant of all eyes on her, and she wants to avoid that as much as possible.
Okay.
So something I suggested to her was to flip the script for the ceremony, and instead of her walking down the aisle, what if her and I and her fiance were already in position, and then we invited her friends and family in to the space, and now her eyes are on them walking in, versus her feeling like all eyes are on her.
Right, right.
So something different from that standpoint of flipping the script. But she was definitely one of my brides that's all about the party. She just wants to dance, have a great time with all of her friends and family.
Sure.
And yet doesn't want all eyes on her.
Yeah, interesting. Interesting, yeah. So I was wondering if it was just kind of a local thing, but it's kind of cool to hear that you're experiencing a similar thing.
Yeah, totally.
Yeah.
Totally experiencing a similar thing.
Yeah. Well, Mitch, I think we're going to wrap things up. I appreciate your time tonight, and I'll see you at Mobile Beat Las Vegas next week.
Sounds good. We'll see you in Las Vegas. Thanks, John.
All right. Thanks, Mitch. Bye.